Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Times Now with me, Priya Bahal. The top story that we are tracking for you right now is a story that has led to nationwide outrage over lack of action against a man who faces some very severe charges. Now, what is interesting is that this man happens to be a lingayat seer, and one of the very prominent ones at that. He is the head of Muruga Mutt, the head pontiff, who is now accused of sexually assaulting two minors over a period of 3.5 years. However, what is astonishing is that even after being booked by the police under sections of POCSO, the head pontiff is still enjoying the support of politicians. Former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa was the first politician to openly extend his support to this lingayat seer. He called him innocent. He said he had been falsely implicated, even though the probe is even properly yet to get underway, let alone being concluded. Another BJP leader and MLA, G.H. Thippareddy, visited the seer twice after the FIR was filed against him. Several other top BJP leaders have also given a preemptive clean chit to the seer in question, citing the reason that he has been working for the upliftment of the society. Remember, this is not restricted only to the ruling BJP. However, the support is spread across the political spectrum. Even Congress and JDS have extended their support to this man. Congress chief D.K. Shivkumar backed him, saying that he had done some very good work. JDS leader Virendra Papi visited the seer today and said that he has been a follower of this mutt for a very long time, and therefore the visit should not be seen with suspicion.
ತನಿಖೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸತ್ಯಾಸತ್ಯತೆ ಹೊರಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲದರಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೊರಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಡೀ ನಾಡಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನ ಗೌರವ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಎಫ್ಐಆರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಇವತ್ತು ಅದು ಒಳಜಗಳ. ಬಸವರಾಜರ ಮಾಜಿ ಶಾಸಕ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಜಗಳ, ಅದ್ರ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಈ ಗಾಡಿ ಹಚ್ಚಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಂಟಿದೆ. ಅದು ಏನು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೋತದೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅಂಥವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಪ್ಪು.
Yes, see, from childhood I am following this mutt. So it is my duty to come and meet Swami. That it will take its own course. If they are really guilty, then see, unless it is proved, I cannot say anything. But unless, see, if you allow me, I will also go and meet the children also. But the police people and the department is not allowing me to go there and talk to the children.
No, because it is a religious head and lakhs together people, devotees for the Murugha Mutt Seer, and there is allegations and counter allegations also there. And Swamiji already expressed that is some vested interest. These all false allegations have been made. It is all, everything will come out, only proper investigation.
No, that investigation is going on. Let investigation report come out. Arresting, non-arresting is not an issue. The investigation should be proper. I hope the Karnataka government and Karnataka police are doing the proper investigation.
So far it's not been even questioned is what to say.
No, I am not aware of that, but let me only say there should be a fair and proper investigation. That I urge. Remaining that, the law has its own way and its own course.
I don't know the fact. According to me, I have seen that he is a very noble man who has done some great contribution to the state. Let me leave it to let me not interfere with whatever the police or the government is doing late, because I can't only reply to whatever you are telling. Let me examine it, then I'll come back to you.
ಅಣ್ಣ, ನಾನು ಮಠದ ಭಕ್ತನಾಗಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು 5 ದಿನದಿಂದನೂ ನಾನು ಮಠದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನೇನಿದು ವಿಸಿಟ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿರೋದಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಬುದ್ಧಿಯವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಆಪಾದನೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ದೊರಕಲೇಬೇಕು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡನೇ ಮಾತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಪೀಠದ ಗೌರವ ಇದೆ. ಬುದ್ಧಿಗುಳದಿಂದ ಅದೇನು ಸತ್ಯಾಸತ್ಯತೆ ಅದು ತನಿಖೆಯಿಂದನೇ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಸತ್ಯಾಸತ್ಯತೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರೋ ತನಕ ಅದ್ರ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಷಡ್ಯಂತ್ರ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅರ್ಥ.
Remember, now in this case, there's also a second FIR that was filed by one of the persons who's been listed as an accused in the first one, the warden of the hostel in this particular mutt, where she had alleged that a former JDS MLA was also involved, including his wife, in the harassment of young children as well as in kidnapping them and confining them to a room when they had gone to complain about the same. As police intensifies its probe in this case, in whatever way they have been claiming to do it, the girls' hostel was vacated and they were shifted to different hostels. However, more and more lapses are piling up when it comes to the police action. Yet another one was seen as the accused seer was again allowed in the hostel premises. In a massive show of strength, several others from his fraternity have now visited this mutt and the accused has been allowed to hold open darbars inside it without any hindrance or restrictions.
ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ಈಗ ಈ ಮುಂದಿನ ಗೋಷ್ಠಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋಣ. ಅದನ್ನ ಮುಂದಿನ ಗೋಷ್ಠಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋಣ.
हिंदी में बोल सकते हो?
नो ओनली फॉर कन्नड़.
इंग्लिश सर.
ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಸುರುದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾಮನ್ ಅರ್ಜುನ್ ಜೊತೆ
ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್
ಇಲ್ಲ
ಹುಷಾರು ಸಜ್ಜೆ ಮುಖದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೈಡಿಂದ.
ಓಕೆ
ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Now, this is not the first time that the godmen have been shielded by the politicians. Earlier also, rape accused like Asaram Bapu, Ram Rahim Singh and Nityananda have been given a soft corner by the politicians, as well as political patronage has been according to them. Is this justified? Just because somebody is revered for religious reasons, can it give him a higher ground? Can it give him a superior position when it comes to the eyes of the law? To answer that question, right now I'm joined by Naveen Chomal. He is a lawyer, Tausif Ahmed, advocate, and Saira Shah Aleem, who is a writer and activist. Before I get into the politics of this, as a lawyer, Naveen Chomal, tell me, what happens to a person who is accused of sexually abusing minors?
It's very clear that any person who is accused of such a serious offense, a heinous crime of this nature, definitely law has to take its own course, and it takes. Fortunately, we are a very solid democracy where the law is very much strong and very much strong judiciary we have got, and the fourth estate and everybody in the social media is very active. So if any person has committed the crime, he will not escape. That is my very strong assurance as a lawyer after 27 years of practice.
Okay.
But at the same time, I would like to assist you in one thing, to our esteemed viewers also, that definitely there is a concern that a person who is alleged of such a serious crime has to be arrested. Definitely arrest will follow. But at the same time, juxtaposition to that, of course, notwithstanding the political interest of certain parties, all the parties may be in backtracking and not asking for the arrest. But at the same time, the judicial thinking is always there, as laid down by the Supreme Court in the case of Siddharam Maitre versus State of Maharashtra, that arrest should be made with great caution, especially if the consequences are very serious. So in this case, if the police finds in the probe that definitely there is no escape route for the person, there is cogent and clinching material, prima facie I am talking, that he's done the crime, then he will definitely be arrested. But at the same time, what is happening is there is certain explanation that there is a political undercurrent behind it, there is a false acquisition theory behind it. So police are basically trying to understand the entire aspect of it.
How are they trying to understand this is my question.
Yes,
this man was spotted escaping to Haveri. He was brought back, allowed to stay back in the same mutt where he is preaching, which is the site of crime in this case, which should have been cordoned off, which should have been scanned for evidence.
Those are lapses subsequent to the allegation of the crimes. So that is not an aspect to be considered now. What has to be considered is whether the allegations are well founded or not.
Okay. Saira Shah Ali, how will the allegations be substantiated if the probe does not happen? This man hasn't been taken into custody, he hasn't been questioned.
You are misunderstanding me. I am not asking for a proof beyond doubt where it is convicted. I am just asking for prima facie. So what is the police are doing is basically understanding whether there is a prima facie material or not.
Saira Shah Ali, are 6 days enough for the police to understand the case, or do they need more time?
That is what I'm saying, that whoever, even if it's somebody who's a seer and he's been accused of such a grisly crime, it needs to be taken cognizance of. You know, and politicians should stop whitewashing these culprits. Even if they are boardmen or even if they are religious leaders cut across different, sides of the spectrum, this has to be taken with extreme severity because here the minors are involved and this is a POCSO case. So here we cannot keep whitewashing the crimes of these people because they're criminals, they're alleged criminals.
Tawseef Ahmed, who's the villain in this case?
This patronizing them or giving them the loop.
No, if I may.
Yes, please go on.
You see, I will. You see, there are two aspects. There are two aspects to it. One is the law. What is the law and how clear is the law? And the other is the law enforcing agencies, how diligent, how efficient, and how quick they are in implementing those laws. Now, this crime, which is, there is a special act for this, which is prevention of crime, POCSO Act. It is a special law and it is a very stringent law.
Yes.
Because there are presumptions under Section 29. There are presumption of offences.
Section 27.
What it does, it reverses the burden of proof on the accused.
Yes.
Therefore, no doubt that this law is a stringent law and it has to be followed very cautiously. And on the other hand, we have the lady justice with the scale, with the blindfolded on her eyes. What does that mean? It means that in front of law,
the laws can be made, they can be as stringent as one wants them to be, but so long as there is no implementation of those laws, they are pretty much of little use. Thank you, gentlemen, and Saira Shah Ali for joining me. I've completely run out of time. We take a very quick break on that note and hope that the victims get justice.